Microsoft has a lot of things in the pipeline. Obviously, they're doing a lot to kind of attract consumers and things like that. Probably, this is the best that they've been able to do in a long time. The Activision deal, for example, was one of those things that realistically, I think a lot of us were waiting for to get over with, including them. You know, it's like I try to be as honest as I can about that. You clearly, you know, we were obviously in a situation where Microsoft really had to kind of go out of their way to make sure that gamers had stuff to play, but they couldn't do many of these announcements and things like that based on the acquisition kind of hanging in the balance. And, you know, that's kind of unfortunate that they weren't able to kind of go out there and, you know, advertise and talk that up, because, you know, you're playing, I'm going to be honest, you know, and I'm an Xbox fan, they really played up the kind of woe is me type of, you know, oh, we're in last place, we're gonna, you know, listen, I get that, but they weren't, it wasn't like they were in last place in revenue or anything like that. So you know, that's one of the things that I gotta see. You know, that's one of the things that I gotta see that kind of is happening and is changing for the better for Microsoft. They're really reaching out and doing different things. We're seeing all kinds of rumors and things kind of pop up right now. You know, that realistically kind of showcase that they are gonna maybe have some announcements and things like that. You know, people are kind of running wild with, listen, I don't like the kind of miscommunication either. Like, you know, whether this guy was talking out his ass or whatever, that doesn't do people well that are Xbox fans, right? I feel like Xbox fans get shit on all the time. We just do, you know. It's one of those things that that just happens. So you know, that sucks, right? You always have to be on the defensive on social media when it comes to Xbox, and the big reason for that is because so many people hate on Xbox, you know, pretty blindly. Like, there's not really a reason to hate on Xbox, people just do. As a console gamer, I couldn't care less if their games are on PC, on mobile, on, you know, cloud or whatever. That doesn't really affect me. But if you were to put everything on Xbox on PlayStation, then there's no reason for Xbox, right? It's like, unless everything was on everything, and at which point I guess people would just go with their ecosystem, Xbox would effectively be dead once all their games were on, you know, PlayStation. And I don't think Microsoft wants that. They might, you know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, like, maybe it got mixed up in what he's talking about with Call of Duty and things like that. I don't really know. But Microsoft does seem to have, like, a lot of plans. And Phil Spencer recently did an interview and was talking about some stuff that was coming out, which I think this is really cool to see, because people are like, well, when's the next game coming out and things like that. So it looks like Hellblade 2 is coming out relatively soon. Head of Xbox Phil Spencer was in Brazil for a convention there. As part of that, he appeared in a chat with official Xbox team to discuss a whole bunch of topics, including which games he's most excited for. Specifically, Spencer was questioned about the game he's most eager to see people dive into, and they ended up picking up Hellblade 2. And here's his response about why he chose Hellblade 2, and I quote, "So I'll say Hellblade 2 because I just love Ninja Theory as a studio, and I have for years, and all the work that they do, the craftsmanship is fantastic, and I love how that game's coming together, and we don't have that much longer to wait." So again, it's going to be very interesting that Spencer says we don't have that much longer to wait for Hellblade 2, as Xbox Matt Booty appeared to suggest that recently it'll be late 2024, and he didn't really suggest it. I mean, sometimes when you're put on a spot like that, and you know, you're saying games and things that are coming out, you know, you might have them in a different order in your head or whatever. So in any case, we should be playing Ninja Theory sequel within the next 12 months, and Xbox boss clearly seems to think everybody's going to be pleased with it, and that it's coming along you know, quite the right way. You know, again, this is something that Microsoft has kind of going for themselves, is that they've got a lot of cool stuff in the pipeline, and I think that that's realistically kind of what's coming on with Xbox right now. For instance, it came out the other day that in various places, a few Xbox games were actually rated. Now, if you guys know anything about ratings and things like that, that's like the last thing that happens before a game starts to come out. So the games that were actually rated were Hellblade 2, rated M, Clockwork Revolution, the steampunk RPG from In Exile, which I can't wait for that. Honestly, I picked that as a dark horse to come out in 2024 because you can already pre-download it. Surprisingly, though, South of Midnight also rated. Could you imagine if 2024 is a year in which we see stuff like Hellblade 2, Avowed, South of Midnight, Clockwork Revolution, Flight Simulator, Towerborn? You know, they're really firing on all cylinders. What an amazing time to be an Xbox fan. So many people hating on Xbox for absolutely no reason, right? It's crazy to me to see that, you know. So at the end of the day, I think Microsoft is definitely on the right path. They have a lot of stuff coming. They have like great games look like they're coming. Xbox is doing well. I know people want to pretend like Xbox is not doing well, but they're doing incredibly well, and they've set themselves up for the idea of going all out. So again, I know there's going to always be a lot of kind of discourse over Xbox for whatever reason. I don't even understand. I'm kind of blown away by the level of stupidity that some people have with this stuff. But at the same time, I feel like Microsoft is always going to have to put up with some nonsense, right? Like Sony can come out and say, hey, we want to go beyond the PlayStation and, put things here, there, and everywhere, and nobody bats an eyelash about it. But apparently it's like this huge, super big deal if Microsoft ever says anything like that. So, which I always thought that there was a huge double standard. It's pretty clear that there is a bit of a double standard where Xbox and PlayStation are concerned. I want to see some changes come from Microsoft in their messaging, because I feel like that's where they really kind of screw up a lot of the things. I think that's exactly where Microsoft kind of falters, is they tell people, this or that or the other thing, and then there's like the mixed messaging and things like that. And I think that is, certainly a big problem where I'm concerned. I would love to see them just kind of stop that. They shoot themselves in the foot a lot. Things going good, boom. Then everybody's like, hey, they're a third-party publisher, again, fire Phil Spencer, he's the worst. And then Jim Ryan gets fired. To me, it's just crazy. Like, Phil has been the constant in Xbox, and I love seeing that, they're being competitive for a change. So I would love to see that. I would love to see Microsoft be able to go out there and, just be able to release the games and have people be excited for a change. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks so much for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.